Hello, good morning mga sisi. Happy Monday to everyone. Malamig pa rin dito sa Japan, parang ang sakit ng katawan ko today. Hopefully hindi ako magkatungkasod. So, same thing, I'm gonna share the screen and sabay tayo magbasa ng Bible. Exodus 1 po. From Exodus 1 tayo up to I think 12. Sa Exodus 1. Maybe gagamit ako ng ibang join me and let's start now.
Exodus chapter 1. These are the names of the sons of Israel who went to Egypt with Jacob, each with his family: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. The descendants of Jacob numbered 70 in all. Joseph was already in Egypt. Now Joseph and his brothers and the whole that generation died, but the Israelites were exceedingly fruitful. They multiplied greatly, increased in numbers, and became so numerous that the land was filled with them. Then a new king, to whom Joseph met and came to comfort. Look, he said to his people, the Israelites have become far too numerous for us. Come, we must deal shrewdly with them, for they will become even more numerous, and if war breaks out, will join our enemies, fight against us, and leave the country. They put slave masters over them to oppress them with forced labor, and they built Pithom and Ramses as store cities for Pharaoh. All they were oppressed, all they multiplied and spread. So the Egyptians came to dread the Israelites and worked them ruthlessly, made their lives bitter with harsh labor and brick and mortar, all the fields. In all their harsh labor, the Egyptians worked them ruthlessly. The king of Egypt said to the Hebrew midwives, whose names were Shiphrah and Puah, when you are helping the Hebrew women during childbirth on the delivery stool, if you see that the baby is a boy, kill him. But if it is a girl, let her live. Midwives, however, feared God and did not do what the king of Egypt had told them to do, but let the boys live. And the king of Egypt summoned the midwives and asked them, why have you done this? Why have you let the boys live? The midwives answered Pharaoh, Hebrew women are like Egyptian women. They are vigorous and give birth before the midwives arrive. The midwives, the people increased and became even more numerous. Because the midwives feared God, he gave them families of their own. Then Pharaoh gave this order to all his people: every Hebrew boy that is born, you must throw into the Nile. Let every girl live. Exodus 2. Now a man of the tribe of Levi married a Levite, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She saw that he was a fine child. She hid him for 3 months. But when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket for him and coated it with tar and pitch. She placed the child in it and put it among the reeds along the bank. His sister stood at a distance to see what would happen. Then Pharaoh's daughter went down to the Nile to bathe, and her attendants were walking along the river. She saw the basket among the reeds and sent her female slave to get it. She opened it and saw the baby. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This is one of the Hebrew babies, she said. Then his sister asked Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you? Yes, go, she answered. So the girl went and got the baby's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you. So the woman took the baby and nursed him. When the child grew older, took him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. She named him Moses, saying, I drew them out of the water. One day after Moses had gone up, went where his own people were and watched them at their hard labor, he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his own people, looking this way and that, and seeing an Egyptian hit him in the sand. The next day he went out and saw two Hebrews fight. He asked the one in the wrong, why are you hitting your fellow Hebrew? The man said, who made you ruler in charge over us? Are you thinking of killing me as you killed the Egyptian? Moses was afraid and thought, what I did must have become known. When Pharaoh heard of this, he tried to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in Midian, where he sat down by a well. Now, the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. They came to draw water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. Some shepherds came along and drove them well. Moses got up and came to their rescue and watered their flock. When the girls returned to Reuel, their father, he asked them, why have you returned so early today? They answered, Moses agreed to stay with the man who gave his daughter Zipporah to Moses in marriage. Zipporah gave birth to a son, and Moses named him Gershom, saying, I have become a foreigner in a foreign land. During that long period, the king of Egypt died. The Israelites groaned in their slavery and cried out, and their cry for help because of their slavery went up to God. God heard their groaning, and he remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. So God looked on the Israelites and was concerned about them. Exodus 3. Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. He led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in flames of fire from within a bush. Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, here I am. Don't come any closer. God said, take off your sandals. The place where you are standing is holy ground. Then he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. At this, Moses hid his face because he was afraid of God. The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them cry out because of their slave drivers. I am concerned about their suffering. I come now to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians and to bring them up into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey, the home of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Now the cry of the Israelites has reached me. I have seen the way the Egyptians are oppressing me. So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? God said, I will be with you. And this will be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain. Moses said to God, suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you. And they ask me, what is his name? Then what shall I tell them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. God also said to Moses, say to the Israelites, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever. The name you shall call me from generation to generation. Go, assemble the elders of Israel and say to them, the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob appeared to me and said, I have watched over you and have seen what has been done to you in Egypt. And I have promised to bring you up out of your misery in Egypt, into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites, a land flowing with milk and honey. Elders of Israel will listen to you, and you and the elders are to go to the king of Egypt and say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met us. Let us take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord our God. I know the king of Egypt will not let you go unless a mighty hand compels you. So I will stretch out my hand and strike the Egyptians with all the wonders that I will perform among them. After that, I will let you go. I will make the Egyptians favorably disposed toward this people, so that when you leave, you will not go empty-handed. Every woman is to ask her neighbor and any woman living in her house for articles of silver and gold, and for clothing, sons and daughters, and so you will plunder the Egyptians. Exodus 4. Moses answered, what if they do not believe me or listen to me and say, the Lord did not appear to you? To him, is that your hand? A staff, he replied. The Lord said, throw it. Moses stood on the ground, and he ran. Reach out your hand and take it by the tail. So Moses reached out and took hold of the snake, and it turned back into a staff in his hand. This, said the Lord, is so that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has appeared to you. Then the Lord said, put your hand inside your cloak. Moses put his hand into his cloak. When he took it out, the skin was leprous, become as white as snow. Now put it back into your cloak, he said. Moses put his hand back into his cloak. Rest of his flesh. The Lord said, if they do not believe you, pay attention to the first sign, they may believe the second. If they do not believe these two signs, listen to you. Take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground. What you take from the river will become blood. Moses said to the Lord, your servant, Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue. The Lord said to him, who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? I will help you speak, I will teach you what to say. But Moses said, pardon your servant, Lord, please send someone else. The Lord against Moses and said, what about your Levite? Speak well. He is ready on his way to meet you, and you will be glad to see him. Shall speak to him, put words in his mouth. I'll both teach you what to do. Before you, out, you were God to him. Your hand ends with it. Moses went. God said to him, return to my people in Egypt to see if any of them is alive. Go, then I wish you well. Now the Lord has said to Moses, go back to Egypt. For those who Moses' wife and son back to Egypt, and he said to Moses, you return to Pharaoh all the given you, so that he will not let Pharaoh says, he is my firstborn son, and I told my son go, so he may worship me, to let go. So I will kill your firstborn son. That's the way the Lord. But Zipporah, her son's skin, Moses' feet with it. Surely you are a bridegroom to me. So let alone. And that time she said, bride of the bride from to circumcision. The Lord said to Aaron, Moses. Then Moses told Aaron everything of what had said. Also, signs. Moses brought the Israelites everything the Lord said to Moses. He also performed signs. They believed. Heard that was concerned. Down Exodus 5. And went to Pharaoh and said, "This is what the Lord of hosts says. Let me go so that they listen to me." Pharaoh said, "Who is the go? Lord Israel us. 3-day journey sacrifices to the Lord our God. He may strike us with plagues." Said, "Why are you taking over? The people of the land are now numerous, and you are stopping them from working." That same day, Pharaoh gave this order to the slaves and overseers: "You are the people making bricks and gather number of bricks." Quote, lazy. That is like the work so that they keep attention to life. The overseer: "I will not give you and whatever you can find will not be reduced, scattered Egypt together." Drivers complete justice. You had straw. Slave drivers, Israelite overseers, which yesterday what way? So it's strong, yet we are beaten. Pharaoh said, "You lazy. That's what you are. Why you keep saying, 'Let us sacrifice to the Lord'? Give any straw, quota of overseers were told, break out of you for each day." They waiting to beat them, and they said, "Lord, look on you, hate us obnoxious officials, kill us."
Wait lang. Ito. Lang. Wait a minute lang, sinishare ko lang muna para ano. Okay.
Moses, "Lord, why have you these people business ever since came on this people? Your people at all. will see what I will do to Pharaoh. He will let mighty hand drive them out of his country. Moses, Abraham, God Almighty, but by my I establish my covenant with them to give them the land of they resided as foreigners. I of the Israelites whom the Egyptians are enslaving, and I have remembered my covenant. Therefore say to the Israelites, I am the Lord, who will bring you out from under Egyptians. I will free you slaves to them, and I will stretched arm and with I will be know that I am who brought you out of the Egyptians, will bring you to the land I swore with you to give to Jacob. Moses reported this to the Israelites. Tell Pharaoh, king of Egypt, let the Israelites go out of his country. Moses said to the Lord, if listen to me, since I speak with altering lips. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, bring to their sons, firstborn of Israel, Palu, Hezron, Zebul, and were Pad, Zohar, Shaul, the son of Simeon. Records. And Levi lived. The sons of Libni, the sons of Gath were Ishar, Yael, 3 years. Malach, these were records. Who bore him Aaron, Amram, years. The sons of Shael, and Sithra. Aaron married Asha, and she Seir, clans. Married one of the daughters of she bore him head man. Said by them they were the of Egypt. This same Moses. God spoke to Moses. He said to him, O king, tell you, since they speak with full listen to me. This said Moses, see your brother Aaron, what to say, and your tell Pharaoh to and though I multiply me, then I will lay my judgment. I will Israelites. The Egyptians will know that I am the Lord when I stretch out my hand against Egypt and bring the Israelites out of it. Moses and Aaron did just as commanded them. Moses and Aaron when they saw Pharaoh. Aaron. When Pharaoh perform a miracle, they say to Aaron, so Moses and Aaron did just command. staff and his became summoned and the magicians also that secrets threw down became a snake. Swallowed staffs, and he that the Lord had said. Pharaoh's uses to let the morning as he goes front him in your hand the staff and the Lord sent say to you so that they may but listen to what the Lord said by this that I Lord, in my and it will be changed blood to drink its water. Stretch out of Egypt. Blood. Even just as the Lord raised his staff Pharaoh and his officials. Nile. The water was changed. Fish and the rivers had that they did not drink. Blood was conditioned things by their secret hearts, and he would just as the Lord in was power. All the Egyptians dug drink the water. The Lord struck the Nile. Exodus 8. Said to Moses, go and say to him, this is what the Lord says, let go, so that send a place on your hope that would come up into the palace and on you and into needing the front your said to Moses, your hand to the stream, make frogs the land, and stretched out his hand. Came the land, but did the same so many on the Moses and Aaron frogs away from me. Go to Moses, the honor of that you those that Moses you say no there is unlike one your souls in all the Nile narrative and the Lord Moses died heaps saw that garden narrative as the Lord said this tell Aaron stretch your staff strike the dust and throughout the land of Egypt the dust will become gnats. They did this. And when Aaron stretched out his hand with the staff and struck the dust of the ground, gnats came on people and animals. All the dust throughout the land of Egypt But when the magicians use not their secret arts, since the magicians, this is the finger of God. But Pharaoh's heart, the Lord said to Moses, early in the morning and confront Pharaoh as he goes to the river and say to him, this is what the Lord says, so that they may worship. If you will not let my people go, I will send swarms of officials on the houses of the Egyptians will be full of floods, but the border will be covered with them. On that day, will deal differently with the land of the where my people live. Will be there, so that you know that the Lord am in this land. I will make a distinction and your people this tomorrow. Swarms of flies into the houses of the land. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, go sacrifice to your God here in the land. Moses said, that would not be right. The sacrifices would be detestable to the Egyptians. We offer sacrifices that are detestable in their eyes. They must take a 3-day journey to sacrifice as Pharaoh said, I will let you go. Sacrifices to in the wilderness must not go far. No. Moses answered, as soon as I do, I will pray to the Lord, and will leave Pharaoh and his officials and his people. Only will Pharaoh be sure he does not act deceitfully again by letting the people go to offer sacrifices to the Lord. Then Moses left Pharaoh, prayed to the Lord, and the Lord did what Moses asked. The flies left Pharaoh and his officials and his people. Not a fly remained. But this time also, his heart will not let the people go. Exodus. Then the Lord said to Moses, of the Pharaoh, say to him, this is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me. If you refuse to let them go and continue to hold them back, the Lord will bring a terrible plague on your life. Horses, donkeys, and camels, on your cattle, sheep, and goats. Will make a distinction between the livestock of Israel and that of Egypt, so that no animal belonging to the Israelites will die. So said, the Lord will do this in the land. The next day, the Lord did all the livestock died. One animal belonging to the Israelites died. Investigated and found the animals of the Israelites had died, and his heart was upheaved. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Moses from the furnace, and Moses tossed it into the air, in the presence of Pharaoh. It will become fine dust over Egypt, and string boils will break out on people. So they took soot from a furnace, spread before Pharaoh. Moses tossed it into the air, and festering boils broke out on people and animals. The magicians stand before Moses because of the them and on all the Egyptians. Pharaoh's heart listened to Moses' memory, just as the Lord had said to Moses. Then the Lord said to Moses, get up in the morning from Pharaoh and say to him, this is what the Lord, the God says. My people worship me. This time I will send the full force of my plagues against you, against your officials and your people, so you may know that there is no one like me in the earth. I could have stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with a plague that would have wiped you off the earth. I have raised you you my power, that my name might be proclaimed in all the earth. You still set yourself against my people. Therefore, this time tomorrow I will send the worst hailstorm that has ever fallen on Egypt from the day it was founded till now. Give an order now to bring your livestock and everything you have to a place of shelter, because hail will fall on every person and animal that is not and is still out in the field. They will die. Those Pharaoh feared the word of their lives. Those livestock in just your hand will fall and at everything on fields of Egypt toward Lord, thunder, lightning, land of Egypt, lightning, the worst storm of Egypt on a nation, hails in the fields, it in the field, and stripped the it did not was the land of Goshen, where the Israelites summoned Moses, sinned, the Lord, I and my great thunder and let you go. Don't have Moses gone out of hands in stop or hail that the or do not the flax since it was in bloom. Snow, however, then the city and hail poured down and thunder the hearts and Israelites just through them go to Pharaoh and the form these signs that Lord children the Egyptians and how I perform, and that you may know that I actually went to Pharaoh and said, this is what the Hebrews says. You refuse to humble yourself before me. Let my people go. Worship me. If you refuse to let them go, I will bring locusts into your country. They will cover the face of the ground so that it cannot be seen. They devour what little you have left after the hail, including every tree that is growing in your fields. They will fill your houses and those of all your officials and all something neither your parents nor your ancestors have ever seen from the day they settled in this land until now. Then Moses turned Pharaoh. Pharaoh's officials said to him, how long will this man be a snare to us? Let the people go so that they may worship the Lord their God. Do you not yet realize that Egypt is ruined? Then Moses and Aaron went back and said, go worship your God, he said, but tell me where we go. Moses answered, oh, sons, daughters, flocks, because we Pharaoh. Clearly you are the men go since I was asking for, and Moses were driven out. And the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand over locusts over the land, growing everything. Egypt, and the Lord east wind blow all that day. By morning had brought the locusts. They invaded all Egypt and settled down in every area of the country in great numbers. Never before had there been a plague of locusts, nor will there ever be. They covered all the ground with black, and devoured all that was left after the hail, everything growing in the field, fruit on the trees, nothing green remained on tree or in all the land of Egypt. Pharaoh quickly summoned Moses and said, I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Now forgive my sin once more. Pray to the Lord God to take this deadly plague away from me. Moses left Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord, and the Lord changed the wind to a very strong west, which caught the locust and carried them into the Red Sea. Not locust was left anywhere in Egypt. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, would not let the Israelites go. Then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand toward the sky, so that darkness spreads over Egypt, darkness that can be felt. Moses stretched out his hand toward the sky. Total darkness over Egypt for 3 days. One could see anyone else over the mountain for 3 days. Yet all the Israelites had light in the places where they lived. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, worship the Lord. Even your women and children may go with you. Only leave your flocks and herds behind. But Moses said, you must allow us to have sacrifices and burnt offerings to present to the Lord our God. Our livestock too must go with us. Not a hoof is to be left behind. We must worshiping the Lord our God. And until we do not know what we are to use to worship the Lord, the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he was not willing to let them go. Pharaoh said to Moses, get out of my sight. Make sure you do not appear before me again. The day you see my face, you will die. Just as you said, Moses replied, I will never appear before you. Exodus 11. Another one said to Moses, I will bring one more plague on Pharaoh and on Egypt. After that, we will not appear, and when out completely, tell the people that men like their neighbors for articles of silver and gold. The Egyptians would be disposed toward the people. Moses himself was hunted and regarded in Egypt by Pharaoh's officials and by the people. Moses said, this is what says about the night of throughout Egypt. Every firstborn son in Egypt will die. The firstborn son of Pharaoh, the firstborn son of a female slave who is after him, born of the cattle, will be loud wailing from Egypt, worse than there has ever been or ever be again. But among Israelites, not a dog will bark at any person or animal. Makes distinction between Egypt and Israel. All these officials of yours will come to me, bowing down before me and saying, you and all who follow you, I will leave. And Moses hot anger left Pharaoh. God said, Pharaoh will refuse to listen. Wonders may be out in Egypt. All these wonders before Pharaoh. The Lord hardened Pharaoh, would not let the Israelites go. Exodus 12 said to Moses in Egypt, for you the of your tell the whole day this plan is to take place. Each household, too small for a whole lamb, and share one of the neighbor. You are to eat. The animals you choose must be year old males, and you may take them from the sheep. Take care of them until the 14th month. All the members of the community must slaughter. Then put it on the same night. Roast it over the fire along with herbs or boiled fire with the head left. Do not leave any of it until morning. This is how you take your cloak, your belt, your sandals on your feet, and eat it. It is the Lord's Passover. On that same night, I will pass through Egypt, strike down every firstborn of both people and animals. I will make judgment on all the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord. The blood will be a sign for you on your arm, and when I see the blood, it will pass over you. It will touch you. Today you are to commemorate. You shall celebrate it as a lasting order. 7 days you are to eat bread made without yeast. On the first day, remove the yeast from your houses. For whoever eats anything with yeast in it from the first day through the 7th must be cut off from Israel. They hold a sacred ceremony on the 7th. Do not work at all on these days, except to prepare food for everyone to eat. So you may celebrate the festival of unleavened bread, because it was on this very day that I brought your divisions of wheat. Celebrate this day as a lasting generations to come. In the first month you are to eat bread made without yeast. The evening of the 14th day until the evening of the 21st day. 7 days, no yeast is to be found in your houses. And anyone, whether foreigner or native, anything with yeast in it must be cut off from the community of Israel. If you made with yeast, wherever you live, you must eat unleavened bread. All the elders of Israel and said to them, the animals pass over land. Dip it into the face, put the blood on the top of the door of your house. Lord goes and to strike down the Egyptians, he will speak the blood on the top and side of the rain, and will pass over that doorway. You will have to destroy it to enter your houses. These instructions for you and your descendants. Get to the land that the Lord will at this ceremony. What does this ceremony mean to you? And it is the Passover, sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over to the Israelites in Egypt and spread homes when he struck the Egyptians. Then the people back down. The Israelites did just what the Lord commanded Aaron. Midnight, the Lord struck down all the firstborn who sat on the throne, the firstborn who was in the dungeon, and the first livestock favorite to all the Egyptians got up out in Egypt, but they were without someone. And Moses said, leave my people. Worship the Lord as you have been. Take your go and all Egyptians and leave them. Otherwise, they said, we won't. So the people know the yeast was added, kneading troughs. The Israelites did this and asked the Egyptians and go had made the Egyptians favorably disposed to all the people, and they gave them what they asked for. So they put on the Egyptians. They took the journey from Ramses to Succoth. There were 600,000 young women and children, many of the people with them. Also, large drove livestock, both oxen and camels. With the dough the Israelites had brought from Egypt, they cooked unleavened bread without yeast because they had been driven out of Egypt and did not have time to cook for themselves. The time Israelite people lived in Egypt was 430 years. At the end of the 430 years, every day, all the Lord's divisions, because the Lord kept vigil that night to bring them out of Egypt. On this night, all the Israelites are to keep vigil to honor the Lord for the generations to come. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "These are the regulations for the Passover. No foreigner may eat it. You have bought may eat it. But work may not be eaten inside the house. Outside the house, they can bones. Israel must celebrate. A foreigner residing among you who wants to celebrate the Lord's festival must have all the males of his house circumcised. He may take part by uncircumcised male may eat. The same law applies both to the native and to the foreigner residing among the Israelites did. The Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, and on that very day, the Lord brought the Israelites out of Egypt by division.
That's for today. Wait,
Moses.
go to Psalm 7. That is our last. Wait. Let me just read this up. Psalm 7. Lord my God, save and deliver me from all destiny, or they will tear me apart like a iron and rip me to pieces. Lord my God, if I have done this and there is given against, if I have repeated my folly with or without cause, have robbed my foe, then let my enemy pursue and overtake me, trample them to the ground and make me sick. Arise, Lord, rise up against the rage of my enemies. Awake, my God, decree justice. Let the assembled gather around you. All sit enthroned over the earth. Let the Lord judge us. Vindicate me, Lord, according to thy righteousness, according to my integrity, O Most. Bring to an end the violence of the wicked, and make the righteous you, the righteous God, who probes minds and hearts. My shield is God Most High, who saves the upright in heart. God is righteous judge. A God who displays his wrath every day. If he does not relent, he will show his wrath. He will demonstrate his power. He has prepared his deadly weapons. He makes ready his flaming arrow. Whoever is pregnant with it conceives trouble and give birth to dissimulation. Whoever digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit. The trouble they cause occurs on their violence comes down on their own head. I will give thanks to the Lord because of his righteousness. I will sing the praises of the name of the Lord Most High. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, and that's it. Some hours, but bye bye. Blessed Monday morning. That's all for today. See you again tomorrow.